Hello and welcome, dear listeners. It's time for another dramatic reading from the HorusHeresy series. And this particular reading is from the book Betrayer, one of my favourite books in the series and widely regarded by the fan base as one of the best, or if not the best book in the entire series. This particular scene features Leman Russ of the Volfa or Spacewolves if you prefer, and Angron of the WorldEaters. But as this scene takes place, the WorldEaters are still actually the Warhounds. Visit your favourite lore master to read more about that. Leman Russ is confronting Angron on Ghenna regarding the Butcher's Nails surgery. Two immense wolves circled the Primarchs. Their fur was white, dusted by grey. One snarled, as wolves will always snarl when threatened. Saliva-wet fangs on show, eyes sharp and ears low. The other merely paced, content to watch the speaking godlings, its dark eyes catching the light of the setting sun. The calmer beast came within Russ's reach, and the warlord dragged armoured fingers through its thick coat.
"I am not your lackey to judge,"
Angron stated, the cybernetic cables forming technological dreadlocks, tensed as he clenched his iron teeth.
"And you have no authority over me, over any of us."
Russ smiled again. And yet, here I am.
To do what? To commit to a war that will see both our legions in ruins?
Angron wiped a wounded hand over his face, as if the simple gesture could clean away the pain.
Leave! Leave before this becomes something you regret.
The wind was picking up now. Lork felt it as a dull whisper against his iron form. But it tore at the banners raised above the Spacewolves' ranks. Russ spoke again, pale eyes unwavering.
The surgery must end, Angron. The Emperor himself wills that to be so. The massacres end here and now as well. Look what you have done to this world. Cleansed it, butchered it, reaved it.
Ghenna is scoured of all life. Is this a deed you want listed beneath your name when statues rise to celebrate the Great Crusade? Angron cared nothing for statues, and said so, plainly. Russ shook his head.
You cannot sail the stars in this frenzy purely because you're too damaged to learn the art of war. The implant surgery must be reversed. Your sons will submit to mine for a return to Terra. Once we reach the palace, everything will be done to remove these parasitic engines from your men's minds.
Despite the twitches, Angron's tortured eyes were wide in genuine surprise.
You think you have any authority over me? You think you can threaten me and expect to walk away?
I think there's a good chance of it. Aye. Angron grinned, though it was an anguished thing.
And if you die?
The wind pulled at Russ's wolfskin cloak. Lordgar wrote something several years ago that has nourished my thoughts each day and night since he shared it with me. The WorldEaters snorted, showing just what he thought of his pious scrivener's brother's musings. But Russ was unfazed. It is not enough that corruption is recognized, Russ quoted. It must be opposed. It is not enough that ignorance is acknowledged. It must be defied. Win or lose, what matters is making a stand for the virtues we will bequeath to the human race. When this galaxy is finally ours, we'll hold a worthless prize if we plant the last Aquila on the last day, on the last world, having led humanity into moral darkness. Angron listened, but cared little. Even then, he was a stubborn creature, taking spiteful pride in his own isolation.
Lorgar wages war with a quill, he said. But the galaxy will not be brought to heel by crude philosophy. Your ideals are meaningless.
Ideals are what we fight for, brother. There was something colder in Russ's tone then. A decision had been made, frosting his voice. Angron had laughed, the sound rich and true.
Such petty lies! We fight for the same reason men have always fought. For land, for resources, for wealth, and for bodies to feed into the grinders of industry. We fight to silence anyone who dares draw breath and whisper a different opinion from ours. We fight because the Emperor wants every world in his hands. All he knows is slavery, painted in the inoffensive cloak of compliance. The very notion of freedom is a horror to him. Traitor, Russ hissed.
Angron stood tall, still grinning.
Do we give choices to those we slaughter? A true choice? Or do we broadcast that they must throw their weapons into the fires of peace and bow down? Faces pushed into the mud like beggars, thanking us for the culture we force upon them. We offer them compliance, or we offer them death. How am I a traitor, wolfling? I fight as you fight, as loyal as you are. I do the tyrant's bidding.
We offer them freedom, Russ spoke through clenched teeth, the moon bright in his eyes.
You are mutilating your own sons and stealing their minds. Now you preach of the Emperor's tyranny. Are you lost so far in your delusions?
Angron's smile faltered, fading away. His face seemed slack, his eyes staring past Russ. Defeat was etched upon features still twitching in pain.
You are free, Leman Russ of Fenris, because your freedom matches the Emperor's will. For each time I wage war against worlds that threaten the Imperium's advance, there comes another time where I am told to conquer peaceful worlds that wish only to be left alone. I am told to destroy whole civilizations and call it liberation. I am told to demand millions of men and women from these worlds and to make them take up arms in the Emperor's hordes. I am told to call this a tithe or recruitment because we are too scared of the truth. We refuse to call it slavery. Angron,
Russ snarled.
Be silent. You have given your threats, dog. Now hear me. Listen to another hound barking for once.
Then speak, Russ had said, as if permission were his to give.
I am loyal, the same as you. I am told to bathe my legion in the blood of innocents and sinners alike, and I do it, because it is all that's left for me in this life. I do these things, and I enjoy them, not because we are moral, or right, or loving souls seeking to enlighten a dark universe, but because all I feel are the butcher's nails hammered into my brain. I serve because of this mutilation. Without it, well, perhaps I might be a moral man, like you claim to be. A virtuous man, eh? Perhaps I might ascend the steps of our father's palace and take the slaving bastard's head!
Both legions tensed. Thousands and thousands of warriors clutched bolters and chain weapons tighter. Lork had even taken a step back, his joints loud in the sudden silence. Russ felt no such hesitation. He drew his blade and launched at Angron, only to be met with the WorldEater's axe blocking the blow. The brothers breathed hatred into each other's faces.
You are lost, Russ growled. You gelded, black-hearted heretic! I am merely honest, brother. In all but this, you are no different from me.
If you cannot see the chasm between savagery and ferocity, then you are hopelessly gone, Angron. The WorldEater threw Russ back, sending the Wolf King staggering.
Then I am gone, but we both know the day will never dawn that you can best me in combat.
For several seconds, the Primarchs stared at each other. Lork never saw who fired the first shot. In the decades to come, the WorldEaters claimed it came from the Wolves' lines, and the Wolves claimed the same of the 12th Legion. He had his suspicions, but what was hindsight in the face of catastrophe? Without either Primarch giving an order, 2 legions fought. The Night of the Wolf, they called it, in the years since. Imperial archives referred to it as the Ghenna Scouring, omitting the moment the WorldEaters and Spacewolves drew blood. A source of pride for both legions, and a source of secret shame. Both claimed victory. Both feared they'd actually lost. Well, dear listeners, that's the end of that. I really hoped you enjoyed it, and I hope that I really breathed life into these 2 amazing characters. I felt I got Angron pretty much spot on, but Leman Russ, maybe not. Who knows? I tried to do a kind of Eastern European Russian accent, but for some reason it still turned out kind of Romanian. But maybe that fits. I'd really like to know your opinion, and if you'd like to hear more of this, then please tell me which scenes from the HorusHeresy series you would like me to do, and I will try my best to do them for you. So thank you very much for listening. Have a great day, everybody. I wish you well.